when you say witchcraft, I don't think people critically think about how much witchcraft and what witchcraft actually represents or what it means, right? That's something that means you practice certain rituals based on intentions that have certain outcomes. When people say, oh, that's witchcraft, it's because they don't understand that they also are involved in witchcraft and don't even know it in life. People performing on them.
I think the reason why we call stuff demonic is because it's outside of the will of God.
We need to do this search for ourselves, because at the end of the day, we know as God's people that there is only God and Satan. So we know that that's not your ancestors that you're talking to.
Right.
But there are groups of people that are 10 toes down and believe, because their lineage has been deceived for centuries.
We're talking about the origin of the one true living God.
Exactly.
You know, there's nothing older than that. Adam and Eve and all the rest of this stuff, like nothing's older than that. But this is the origin of humanity.
How do you know your ancestors didn't praise Jesus?
So when you say witchcraft, do I don't think people critically think about how much witchcraft and what witchcraft actually represents or what it means, right? When you say it to a person who understands occult knowledge, and when I say that, I just mean the things that most people don't study, right? That's something that means you practice certain rituals based on intentions that have certain outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to call it witchcraft? Cool. You want to call it spirituality? Cool. But I think that when people say, oh, that's witchcraft, it's because they don't understand that they also are involved in witchcraft and don't even know it in life. People performing on them, commercials performing on you. There's so much going on that people don't understand. I'm a person who like to bring things to the light slowly, and I don't mind people judging it what they don't understand. It's fine. I'm here. I'm a teacher. I'm a student and a teacher at the same time. So what you saw me carrying was a staff with a bunch of crystals on it that all work to protect, emit, pull in, and ground energy. So I had about 16 different crystals I had on the staff. All of them have different purposes. And so at the top, I think I have an amethyst at the top and a quartz at the bottom, or vice versa. So quartz is magnifies energy. There's quartz crystals in your phones. There's crystals in computers. Why? Because they're used as a conduit, right? They have some copper on there as well. Copper is what ancient Egyptians used to also ground energy and to protect and keep the energy flowing through their body. Then you have amethyst, which is a protection stone and cleansing stone. You have hematite and citrine and pyrite. Pyrite came from a meteorite that hit the planet over 50 million years ago. So pyrite represents vitality and movement. And also mercury, which is what I have tatted right here. A lot of people are like, oh, you got devil horns on your neck. That's not devil horns. It's mercury. And mercury represents communication and creativity. So a lot of the things that I do is based on intention and based on, it helps me to keep my energy protected, but it also helps me to keep things moving, because there's a lot of energy that's moving around us that we can't see every day, right? So I believe in that. I've been studying that, and I've been moving like that, and I feel like it keeps me, it just keeps me protected and grounded and keeps me in the right space, bro. That's why I brought it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ain't got it with you right now, dude.
I don't travel with it.
Okay.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
It's amazing, bro. It's truly amazing, bro. And I would say this to people: if you're ever unsure about something, just do your research. Do your research, because what you'll find is that there may be something that you connect with, and you be like, let me try this for myself, and it may be something that works for you. It helps you in life, and you'd be surprised what our ancestors were into, how they were protecting themselves during times of the dark age.
Hopefully the thing that they find researchers then brings them to Christ, because that was all over the place, man. That was crazy.
His comments are
That was crazy. Well, like you say, thank you, Mario, for letting us know who you are and what you do.
The spirit's like, you should let me love you.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
nothing.
They seem like they go through a lot to to confuse themselves. You know what I mean? Like
I don't. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say I don't think it's people trying to confuse themselves. I don't think that's what that is. I think people are looking for things to bring some level of comfort have, as he said, grounding, which I'm clear as to what that means. But like people want to have something to hold on to, right? And so I think that's what it is. And they're also spiritually being deceived. But I don't think people are trying to intentionally confuse themselves. I don't think that's what it is.
No,
Now, in the
I'm
spirit
saying
realm-
the end result. The end result is that they're confusing themselves. That's what I meant.
Okay, I'm just saying that I don't think that's the intention.
No, I know it's not the
In
intention.
their-
I said
in
he
their
went through a
cognitive
lot.
mind.
He went through a lot just to come to a point of confusion, because this is confusing.
Well, I think y'all didn't hear some of the key words he said. One of the key words he said was our ancestors.
Yeah, I heard him
Yeah,
say
I
that at
heard
the
that.
very
And
end. Yeah.
So I think that's another thing when we have those conversations with crystals, New Age, and ancestral worship and different things of that nature, is that people, let's call a spade a spade. Now, I'm not saying he didn't do this, but majority of the time when I hear people say I did research, it's like I saw a YouTube video and a dude in YouTube video said something, and I got back to the ancestors and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that happened to him. That he could have literally, somebody he could have saw on the block say, hey, man, you this, our ancestors did this, and he went home and started researching stuff and different things of that nature. I think the reason why we call stuff demonic is because it's outside of the will of God.
Yeah.
You're accessing something through the back door. It's like you can go home, but everybody expecting you to come in front of the house, but you saying this out like, I'm gonna go through this window.
And messed up the surprise party.
And basically that's what it is when it's time, like when you trying to get knowledge and stuff from other sources. That's God. There's only two sources, y'all. Stop acting like it's multiple sources. Only God or the enemy.
Yep.
Or Satan. You know what I mean? And Satan is a master of angel of light. You know what I'm saying? And then for somebody out there that's like, yo, but crystals in the Bible. Yeah, crystals is in heaven. Crystals was on what's the name's breastplate. But those didn't have power. We don't trust in crystals.
Right.
We trust in the rock of ages, Jesus. You know what I mean? And I think also to answer what he talked about with our ancestors. How do you know your ancestors didn't praise Jesus? Because it was
Exactly.
it was black
yeah.
people in Africa that was worshiping Christ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do you know that?
a great
You
question.
automatically think is Yoruba. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think that's the question. If you do your research on your own family lineage, not just all black people, but your own family lineage, like a scripture I'm thinking about right now, like the God of our ancestors. Wow, I'm messing it up. I'm giving us like His will to know you. Like basically, like our ancestors, like your great grandfather was a preacher. I'm sure he's like, I'm praying for my great grandson to know who Jesus is.
Yeah.
So I would recommend to him to go inside your family's lineage and see where it is. Like was Yoruba spirituality in their bloodline, or was Jesus in their bloodline?
I think that raises a very, very good question. And with that being said, some people have done that, are doing that, and they're right. I think a lot of times as Christians, we believe that because all of us are black and all of us come from Africa, that we are all coming from the same tribes. But there are literally tribes in Yoruba. There are people that for centuries have been worshiping fallen angels, and they have been deceived to believe that those are their ancestors.
Right.
Yeah.
So he could have done that, and he could be right.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I love the fact that you tagged on at the very end of it is that we need to do this search for ourselves, because at the end of the day, we know as God's people that there is only God and Satan or whatever. So we know that that's not your ancestors that you're talking to.
Right.
But there are groups of people that are 10 toes down and believe because their lineage has been deceived for centuries.
That's good.
Yeah, so he could very well be right, because I remember I was looking into research about like the slave trade and like, because one of the lost tribes of Judah was found in Africa. So you literally have like black Jews here. It's all amazing or whatever, where we could come from and stuff like that. Which is why there's always some truth in a bunch of poison, like with the like Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that. So it's traced back in those things. But when we came into the country, people signed their name and what tribes they came from. And some of those tribes literally said tribes that believe in ancestral worship. So that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these people are literally honestly believing that that's what they are. But we know we serve the true God, who is the true and living God, who gave us word that tells us how everything literally began and how much he loves us.
And then, but also I think too, another thing too is like, I think people just want to do them. Honestly,
That too.
that's another thing.
100%.
And and Jesus is blocking you from doing you. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like just being real. Like
Yeah.
it's like
That's
Jesus
what,
is saying like, I can't go out and party and have sex with a bunch of women, or I can't
Yeah.
do me. Okay, well,
That's
I'm gonna
what-
go with my ancestors' God.
Yeah, that's what Ray J said in that clip with Kurt Franklin. He was like, man, just being a Christian, man, you got to be on this and on
Yeah.
that. And it's,
Yeah.
It trips me out when people say like they bring up these other religions and they say they're older than Christianity.
Mhm.
All right, so Christianity itself may have started at a certain time frame, but like she was saying,
Yeah.
people have been doing this stuff for ages. But we're talking about the origin of the one true living God.
Exactly.
You know, there's nothing older than that. So like Christ coming onto the scene, you know, doing this thing, the gospel, all that, cool. But before that, when you got the Old Testament and all this stuff going on, like Adam and Eve and all the rest of this stuff, like nothing's older than that. So you
Right.
can't sit here and tell me that none of this stuff is older than the Bible,
right.
as far as what we're learning, as far as what we're teaching,
Right.
because this is the origin of humanity. Like,
Yeah.
you can't tell me that people were worshiping crystals and stuff in the darkness, in the void. You know what I'm saying? Like, you someone wandering through the firmament, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just worshiping crystals. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like this, put some respect on God's name. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
Yeah.
And there is a lost tribe in Africa. It's a whole documentary. You can go ahead and look it up, sir.